Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector, and it's Thursday, and today's just going to be kind of a plain Jane pickup slash cool stuff video. No hot sports opinions or anything like that, just cards and talking about cards and a comic, one comic. I am going to a show this weekend on Sunday, so I'm excited about that. And hopefully going to do some videos of that show just so everybody can kind of see. It's done by the same guys that do the Dallas card show, so that might be neat. I haven't been to that show yet. I think it's only the second time they've done it, so we shall see. I did go to the Ranger game last night. Watched the Rangers versus the Angels. It's always good to see Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani. That's very Texan to say Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani didn't pitch, but he hit and 1 for 4, 1 for 5, something like that. But Pujols didn't play, so that was kind of disappointing. Anyway, it was fun. Rangers lost, of course, not shocking. And yeah, always good to go to the ballpark. Okay, comic that I got. Again, just whittling down on the whole Amazing Spider-Man run. I'm down to 52 that I need with really, I mean, anything in the single digits for Spider-Man. I'm not realistic that I'm ever going to own all those. So, there's only 40 something that I can realistically get without mortgaging my house. So there is what I got this time. It's a Amazing Spider-Man. I think it's number 56. Yeah. Number 56, a great Spider-Man with Doc Ock cover there. Spidey joins Doc Ock, which is blasphemy. Spider-Man's not going to join Doc Ock, but I'm just trying to get these in reasonable condition, and that one's a 4.0 CGC. But getting them graded just gives me some assurance. Okay, it's good, it's legit. So kind of like cards, like we feel about cards and getting them slabbed. And I have this stack to show you here, so let's flip it around and talk some cardboard. Hang on. Alrighty, here we go. Some more cards. Yep. So I did get something very, very cool from my friend Don, who is Don's Field of Dreams cards. He sent me a note. I'm going to read the note. In recognition of my 100th sub, I've chosen to make, I'm not going to say what it is, make something instead of holding a contest. And he lists some reasons why he's doing this instead. He says, Mike, this is the personalized part. Mike, I know you already have one of these, which you'll know in a second what it is, but 2 can't hurt, and he's right. Don't compare my woodworking skills to your father. He is in another league. I appreciate all the support you've given me, Don. And so, of course, Don's got a great channel. I love his channel. I can't believe he's only at 100 subs. That makes 0 sense to me whatsoever, but then again, a lot of things about YouTube don't make any sense to me. So if you see what's in front of you, that's really cool. But now he's got a buddy. So Don made this for me. He made me another stand, which is awesome. It's looks like it's walnut, but he can correct me on what type of wood it is. What I love about it is, first of all, he made it and sent it to me, and looks like he's made quite a few for some other guys. So you might start seeing these on some other channels, which is never a bad thing. And he personalized it really cool. He put on here, the number 4 for Lou Gehrig, which, so of course he watches, he knows that Lou Gehrig's my favorite player. And there is a cool pinstripe number 4. That's really cool. So there you go. Hey, I might as well put 2 cards on it. Let's just do that. Last night I did a video with JT talking about this card collection that was brought to me to look at, and I called it a barn find. I know I didn't find it in a barn, but it was just meant to be kind of a play on finding cards in barns. But 2 of them that I did buy from the guy, I showed last night on the video when I was talking about him, but you couldn't really see him really well, so I thought I'd do it here, and because the light's a lot better. But there's the Musial that I bought, the Musial rookie that's raw, that I'm going to be sending in whenever we can send in cards to PSA someday. So there's the front. The back is really clean. I mean, it's got corner issues and whatnot. Again, not a perfect card, but a really nice card. And yeah, so just thrilled to have one. So that'll go right there on Don's. And then the Jackie Robinson 1950 Bowman. Again, I'm pretty sure this is probably around a 2. That would be my best guess at condition, but a reasonably centered card, nice color. This all Jackie stuff has just gone nuts. So here's the back. Yep. Very, very cool. So glad to add those. All right, I'm gonna just keep those in the background as I talk about this next stuff. Stan and Jackie. Now I got 2 Stans. How cool is that? Okay. Random eBay search. Again, I'm not searching eBay a ton, but I don't really know how I came across these, but I just pulled the trigger on them. So here's a Harmon Killebrew 1970 tops. I love, of course, player era Hall of Famer autographs. So this one was already slabbed, and it's already got the card year and all that kind of stuff, which if you think about it, I paid $40 for this. So think about it. I think about it this way now, with prices the way they are to get something slabbed. If I happen to have a 70 tops Harmon Killebrew that was signed and I send it in to get it graded, it's going to be $25 to $30 just to get the dual service where they authenticate the card and then the autograph. So I take that into account when I'm buying autographs. If I was to buy this raw, non-slabbed, what would it cost me to get it in a slab? And that matters to me. So I thought $40 for that was really good. And then the same seller had this Walt Alston, which almost every Walt Alston autograph I've ever seen is a ballpoint pen. And so this was a great 65 tops. I have another Walt Alston on a 75 tops card, but this one is just him by himself. The other one's like a team card kind of thing. So I thought this one was way better to add to my collection, or just period. And this was $41. So again, that just made a lot of sense to me. I did buy a couple of cards off 4 Sharp Corners, although honestly I haven't bought a ton off of them because they've jacked all their prices up. They used to be a really great place to go to get really good deals on slabs, and now they're very run-of-the-mill, very middle of the road. But they did have a couple that I found that I wanted, and the first one was this one, 1975 tops. It's just got Brooks Robinson on it, so kind of the 4-decade run, and I think this was $7.19 or something like that. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. And then the other card, which is really what I went to buy, because I couldn't find this card just in the eBay world. I had to go, the cheapest one that was out there was 4 Sharp Corners, which is what made me go to 4 Sharp Corners in the first place, which led me down the path of finding that 75 tops card. But I watched a video done by Eric, Those Back Pages, and it got me thinking. So I ended up buying this 2016 tops Alex Rodriguez in a Gem Mint 10. I do the last tops card Hall of Famer. In fact, I kind of invented it and got PSA to add it as a set registry. And it got me thinking about some of these relatively recently retired guys that have a shot of getting in the Hall of Fame. David Ortiz and Ichiro and A-Rod and, just the guys that aren't in the Hall of Fame yet, trying to pick those up to just kind of be ahead of the curve on that. And so this is Alex Rodriguez's last tops card, just his base card, but it's in a Gem Mint 10. And I want to say it was 20-ish bucks. Does that sound right? I can't remember exactly. But again, what I love about last cards is you get all of the stats. I mean, A-Rod, come on, got to be in the Hall of Fame. PEDs or not. Good grief. Okay. Next up is some cards I bought from JT. JT, whenever he goes to a show, he tends to call me, hey, I found a card you need. Here's the deal. And so he did that again, like he does. And actually, JT has access to my PSA set ready. He has my username and login for PSA. And so whenever he's hunting, he's always looking out for me, which is great. He sent me a couple extra cards. Believe it or not, he sent me a Miguel Cabrera jersey card, which is always appreciated. I love the Topps Holiday, believe it or not. I really do, for some reason. And then he sent me a Nolan Ryan jersey card. Legendary Collection from Fleer Fall Classic. Cool as that. But the card that I bought from him was one that has a little bit of a story. I bought it from JT, but I looked at it maybe a month or so ago at Mikey Mantle's, and the price just was like, no, I'm not paying that. I'm genuinely not paying that. It's crazy. And I tried to bargain with him, and normally no problem, but not that day. And I think it's just a product of how crazy the hobby is. So I bought it from JT. He found one for me, and at a much, much, much more reasonable price, I was able to pick up this second year Harmon Killebrew 1956 Topps in a very perfect for my collection grade of a 5, which is a nice collector grade for this card. It's a really cool card. I mean, Harmon Killebrew looking so young, right? What a great ball player he was. And yep, got that. And then the biggest card that I got that's here finishes a gigantic project for me that I started long, long ago. And I would say it was one of the first bigger kind of Hall of Fame set runs that I did. And I wanted to do something kind of pre-war and didn't know what to do. And I looked around at all the different sets that were available. And 1940 Play Ball really just struck a chord with me. I really loved the pictures. I really loved how many different Hall of Famers it had, not only from the current time, but also kind of the old school guys. One of the old school guys in the set was the last card that I needed. And it was this guy right here. And that's Honus Wagner. I had been looking and looking and looking and looking for this card, and every time I'd see it on eBay, it was just stupidly priced. No matter what the grade, whatever grade, it was just out of this world silly in terms of cost. So finally, I saw this guy. He had this one, and he had a 3.5, and he wanted crazy money on the 3.5. And so I was looking at the 2, and I looked at it, and I was like, that's actually a pretty nice looking card, you know? And I started thinking, well, I ended up paying $150 for this, which I haven't seen one that cheap, period, in a long, long time. And I ended up doing the deal with the guy. He had it listed for way higher, but I said, this is what I'll do. Kind of take it or leave it. And he took it. And I think it's a 2. There's some, creasing kind of stuff over here along the edge. I don't know if it's hard to tell, but you can kind of see that. But centering is actually really good on this card. And it is Honus Wagner. The back is pretty darn clean, really. Born in 1874. Wow. Anyway, I love Honus Wagner. I think he's one of the greatest ever, for sure. Definitely in that upper inner circle of Hall of Famers. And I'm so glad to get this and finally complete my 1940 Play Ball set run of all the Hall of Famers. So that's now it's time for, a tabletop showcase. That's right. Coming soon to a YouTube channel near you, known as Bench Clear Media. There will be a 1940 Play Ball Hall of Fame run. I'll be doing that soon. I don't know when, but soon, because I really love doing that and pulling all the cards out and laying them out. I just love it. So there you go. That is my mail day. All the stuff I've been picking up. I shouldn't say mail day. It's probably a mail week and a half. But let me know what you think down below, what you loved, what you didn't. We'll talk to you guys soon. Keep collecting.